Thank you for tuning in to Cop with Critic. I'm Brian Koppen. We're with critic Libby Cudmore. Libby Cudmore, how the hell are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. We follow her everywhere. It's LibbyCudmore.com. And Blue Sky. You're pretty big on Blue Sky. I think you must have been an early adopter. That is Libby Cudmore dot blue ski or blue sky dot social. And then Instagram, your record underscore Saturday. So where are you posting all your criticism?
So, mostly now it's on Blue Sky. I will just sort of post little thoughts. I'm not doing as much music criticism as I used to, but you can always find my thoughts about whatever I'm listening to.
Like the Shield.
Oh, that's true. Yes, my thoughts about the Shield. I have so many of those. You can also I talk a lot about movie soundtracks on the OST Party
Oh, cool.
podcast.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some recent ones I listened to. Who was trying to forget their name. Yeah, some indie people just put out some albums and I was like, I gotta fire that up. All right, we're doing Hall of Fame Face Off where we each pick 5 to 7 Hall of Fame artists and a song from each. And I'm going to go first, which gives you the opportunity to pick a strong or a weak song depending on how good mine is. And I'm gonna pick a weak song. I'm gonna set you up with my Sacrificial Lamb, Dion, Can't We Be Sweethearts. Were you able to listen to it and what are you gonna face off against it?
I'm gonna face off. Let's go with Green Day's Redundant.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me, were you able to listen to Dion, and why did you pick, redundant of all songs by Green Day?
Well, I did listen to Dion, and it's funny because I'm starting to get into more more of like that era, and like I actually kind of enjoyed it. And I have a couple Dion 45s because I
Oh,
got to him from the sort of back channel of Donald Fagen covering
wow,
Ruby Baby. But the reason I went with Green Day's Redundant is one, I love that song. It's one of the few Green Day songs that I actually love.
wow.
And I wanted to go beyond my sort of general scope of what people know that I like because I contain multitudes.
I guess because this is the first time I've heard this song ever.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Oh no, it was good. I mean, for a Green Day song, it's a little bit plodding, meaning it's a little bit more formulaic, but that kind of makes it melodic and just kind of a standard song that a non-Green Day band would get smashed with. Whereas all the Green Day fans were like, "What? This ballad, man." Was this from your kind of a lot of times music is wrapped up with memory and emotion and things like that. Are you able to say what was happening in your life to make this a significant song in your life, or wasn't it really?
Yeah, no, this one always it just reminds me of my friend Mike. And we vary so much on music,
Okay.
but this was one that whenever I think of him, I think of because it's sweet from a band that's not known for their sweetness.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's something really romantic about that, about a
Oh,
band who's known for being so brash
yeah.
to put out a love song.
Yeah, if you are a romantic interest of anybody in this band and you got this brash band to come out with a song for you, you just would think you are the best romantic partner in the history of time. You're like, look at this
Yeah.
sensitivity I inspired in Green Day to write this song for me.
Yeah, and it still keeps with them, like it's not syrupy. It's there's a little bit of an edge to it that
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
it a Green Day
lyrically,
song.
yeah,
Yeah.
lyrically, kind of what stands out to you lyrically about this song? Like, what's a lyric that you kind of remember from the song, if any?
It's just like in that choreographed and lack of passion, prototypes of what we were, went full circle till I'm nauseous, taken for granted, now I've wasted, faked it, ate it, now I hate it. This idea of having romance and it making you frustrated because you just don't have the words.
Yeah, went full circle till I'm nauseous. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and that's not something you would hear in a classic love song.
Yeah, so it's kind of a more realistic depiction of a serious romantic relationship.
Yeah, and the only other band I can think that really does that is replacements love songs like Valentine and um, I Will Dare are also these songs that are so romantic but they're messy. they're messy in their romanticism.
Yeah, replacements. I don't know many replacement songs. I know Black Diamond, which is a cover, I think, of maybe, I don't know, Kiss or something. And then there was that one about gender fluidity that, I liked a lot.
Androgynous.
Yeah, but I can't remember all the songs, but I do remember the replacement sound even being messy. And so the fact that their
Yeah.
lyrics would be a little bit messy too would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. And they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and everybody knows it.
There, there you go. Are they not
No,
as like an influencer or anything?
no.
Gosh, and I don't think the Pixies are in either. There's so many people who should be in.
And
I
it's
th
interesting because the Smiths were up against Green Day when they both made it first on the ballot, and the Smiths didn't get in, and Green Day did, and it's sort of like, well, there would be no Smiths if there wasn't. Or sorry, let me take that. Let me take that again. There would be no Green Day if not for the Smiths,
Yeah, I would think so, or
and
at least not a song like Redundant anyway.
yeah, and so I was a little bit mad about that. And also now I really want the Smiths to get in because I feel like it would upset Morrissey, and upsetting Morrissey is now one of my top priorities.
Oh, Morrissey is something. I've
I
been
know.
watching a
I
lot of
love
his
him.
recent live shows online, and he's just carrying flowers around. And I think I remember him doing that back in the day too. So one guy was like, "Oh yes, the guy who used to be in the Smiths," and I was like, "I can't believe you saw Morrissey. That's amazing." I was like, "No, the other guy," and it's the guitar guy. What's his name again?
Johnny Marr.
Yeah, Johnny Marr's been in. I think he's been in Modest Mouth. I think he was in
Mhm.
Ian Brown, one of Ian
He's
Brown's videos.
yeah, he's played with the Talking Heads. He plays with Electronic, the Pretenders. He's great. I
Yeah, and
love
I
Johnny
like him
Marr.
singing, like he's not as flourishy as Morrissey, but sometimes the song is so good that, it's fine if Johnny Marr sings it. Now you
You know,
said Donald Fagen. What's your song that you're going to propose?
um, let's go with Steely Dan, The Caves of Altamira.
Yeah, so I'm probably stepping into it here if you know the guy, but let me put up I'll put Prince Bad Dance. I think, maybe you're going to win a Steely Dan based on your story. But yeah, what do you know about Steely Dan?
Everything.
So do you
We
actually
could
know these
do
people or no?
no,
Oh,
but
okay.
I've seen Steely Dan so many times I've lost count. I think it's something. It's more than 10, but less than 20. Like I think we're up to like 17 between the Dukes of September, Donald Fagen solo, what they call like this Donald Fagen with the Steely Dan band, which is without Walter Becker. I have written about
Are they all
Steely
alive at
Dan.
this point? Sorry to interrupt.
Walter Becker's gone. He died a while back. And so yeah, I've just seen them so many times, and I I went with the Caves of Altamira because it's a little bit of a wild card. It's my favorite Steely Dan song. I mean, all Steely Dan songs are my favorite Steely Dan songs, but people are gonna go with the hits. They're gonna go
Yeah.
with Peg, My Old School, Asia, Gaucho, Babylon Sisters, like any of those. But there's the Caves of Altamira just hits this incredibly beautiful melody. And it's sort of unexpected on the chorus.
Yeah,
And I
the
just,
musical looks really good, yeah.
yeah. And I also just love that they were just writing songs about ancient cave paintings.
Oh, is that what this is? Yeah, I was about to ask. What the hell is a cave of
Yeah.
Altamira?
Yeah. It's about ancient cave paintings. And I think that's like a wonderful premise. It's such a
Wow.
weird Steely Dan-esque premise for a pop song.
They make it work though, even for somebody who doesn't, I didn't know that at all, but it was very hooky to me and I liked it.
Yeah.
Did you watch
And
any of
I,
Oh Hello on Broadway? There was
oh,
tons
of
of Steely Dan
course.
references.
It's funny because the Steely Dan joke that they make about Steely Dan playing 9 nights at the Beacon Theater, that was a year that Steely Dan actually wasn't playing the Beacon Theater.
Okay.
They did a summer tour, but
Okay.
they didn't play their Beacon residency that year. So I just want to like grab John Mulaney by the collar and be
Ah,
like, "You stupid idiot, you got
ah.
it wrong."
Well, his old geezer character is thinking about back in the day in the Lunesta commercial where Donald Fagen plays his keyboard up
Yeah.
high, and then at the end he's like, "Do you guys not know a lot about Steely Dan? Because we had a lot of Dan jokes in here," and
Yeah.
just thought that was so funny because there was also there's a song called FM by Steely Dan,
Yeah.
that I think the Tuna Heads or the Oh Hello guys I don't know, they either kind of sing the rhythm in that
Yeah,
musical.
they yeah, pull some of it for Sweet Rosalie.
Yes. So
I
I was
know,
just
I
like,
sing that all the
wow.
time.
I just like that got me
Um,
into Steely Dan a little bit more. Are you from New York City? Because I think somebody like Jerry Seinfeld was, I think he only likes people like Steely Dan. Like he just like, yeah, that is what shook up the gumball machine for me. He said that was the music that he likes. Are you from that area or no?
I spent a lot of time in New York. I lived there for a while. I
Okay.
had a grandmother that lived on the Upper West Side, so I'm very immersed in that, like, oh, hello,
Yes.
Upper West Side Jewish family culture.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yes, I usually live
It's
in Astoria, Queens, but we usually travel to Upper West Side and then ultimately into the park.
yeah,
But yeah, Upper West Side, he called it the coffee breath of neighborhoods, and that just sounded
yes.
hilarious. But
Um,
it just
but
feels very suburban, like coming from suburban Chicago, where there's a little bit wealthier suburbs. You just get that feeling, of the people pushing around their kids in the fancy strollers, and it's just very nice and idyllic.
and it's funny because I grew up in a small town, so we'd go down to New York City, which was so posh because nobody I went to school with went down to New York City other than like the occasional field trip to see Les Mis or go to the Bronx Zoo.
Ah.
And I was just like allowed to run around the Upper West Side. Like I could go to Tower Records.
Was
And
there a
then,
Tower Records? Where was it? Like
yeah,
Amsterdam?
it was like Columbus Circle, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, I could
Closer
see
to that
that.
area.
Yeah, I could see that. A lot of
I
big moguls around there, big corporate interests around there.
not all the way up to Columbus Circle, but sort of towards that. I can't remember exactly where it was. Or maybe it was at 72nd.
It was
It
72nd
might
is the
have been
shit.
right at 72nd.
Yeah, I think that's where the John Lennon mural is. But yeah, what do you think
So,
about Prince Batdance? I mean, as far as Prince goes, it is not one of the best, but it is a funky song, and I can't believe that he was able to kind of make Batman with Jack Nicholson work.
that song is so much. It's so much.
I was
And
waiting for another word, and you just were like, nope, so much.
it's so much. There's everything going on. Prince manages to make Batman simultaneously like about like the movie Batman, but also reference so many of his own songs.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. And so, it's such a weird, fantastic, only Prince could do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I do love that era of singing the movie.
yeah. What else did that?
Like,
Do you remember?
well, Huey Lewis did it
Oh, The
with
Heart of
Back in
Rock and Roll
Time.
or Power of Love? Back in time.
Well, I was guess Back in Time,
Back in
which is the
time, yeah.
end theme, and then ZZ Top did it for Back to the Future 3.
Yes, they were great in
Um,
Back to the Future 3. I'm such a Back to the Future guy.
me too.
Yeah, back in time. And
And
then do you remember when he was waking up to his alarm that there was one song that was
yeah,
actually by
that's
Lindsey
Back in Time.
Buckingham. Oh no,
Oh
there's
yeah, that's Time
yeah,
Bomb Town.
the Time Bomb Time. I was like, what the hell is that? It's a great song. They were like, it's Lindsey Buckingham. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, no, it's a song that is playing that some people think is great.
Well, I mean, it's
Um,
like I like that everybody brought their A game and it was a song appropriate. They were all movie appropriate songs, I think. So even if you don't
yeah,
like
it's a good
Time Bomb
soundtrack.
Town, it's a really good place where they put it.
So, yeah, I love that era. Batdance is like it's too much for me. It's like I respect it. That's just not one. If it played in a club, oh my god, I would dance so hard. But that's not one that I'm going to just like sit down and put on. Although I do have the 45.
Oh, good. And you're a music soundtrack person. So what are some other
Yeah.
music soundtracks that actually do it for you?
Oh, so many. I mean, just off the top of my head, I'm looking at my vinyl collection. All the Cowboy Bebop soundtracks, the Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, absolutely love. Um, Tank Girl, The Wedding Singer, Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, Married to the Mob, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Um, I walked down the aisle at my wedding to the Ice Dance from Edward Scissorhands,
Wow.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Little Shop of Horrors. Like I just got the Clueless soundtrack, which is phenomenal.
Oh,
And it's
that's
just there's
cool.
so many.
So you like there's rules to how to put one of those soundtracks together and you kind of know them and you're able to see if they're meritorious or not.
Yeah, and I wish that I had known that like that was a job, like music supervisor was a job, because I absolutely would have gotten that. I would have like studied for that because you make mixtapes for a living. That's my dream.
Yeah. And whenever one, like there was a person who, and this will be the song that I put against your next song, which is Johnny Cash, Cocaine Blues, live at Folsom State Prison. There was a moment in Blacklist, where James Spader went nuts and just shot everybody as revenge, and they used Johnny Cash's "God is gonna cut you down," and I was
Oh,
like,
it's a great song.
wow, that's amazing. And there was another one too where I was like, the only song on a Pearl Jam album I liked was Pendulum or something. And it was at the end of a really cool episode of Blacklist or something or other. And I was like, look at that, man. I could be a music supervisor. But sometimes they pick songs where I'm just like a Neil Diamond song in Mr. Robot that I was like, fuck, that is perfect. It's unexpected. I've never heard it, but it just makes the scene so much better. So, yeah, what are you going to face off against? Johnny Cash, Cocaine Blues, live at Folsom State Prison?
Well, let's go with Johnny Strikes Up the Band by Warren Zevon.
Yeah. So, yeah, what do you think about Cash and what do you think about Zevon?
I do love Cocaine Blues, but my love for Warren Zevon, who I think died the same day as Johnny Cash, so Johnny Cash got all the love. I have to push Zevon on this one. Zevon, I'm so glad he finally got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He absolutely deserved it. He has influenced everyone.
Yeah, who has the
Um,
influence? Because like somebody like David Letterman just loved Warren Zevon.
yeah, well, I mean, he was friends with Lindsey Buckingham, and
Okay.
I think they played together. He was brilliant. He was a mess, but he was brilliant.
He was a
And
mess.
oh,
Who
he was such a
personally?
mess. Yes, he was
What
an
was he into?
absolute everything.
Ah,
Just a mess, a huge messy person.
just a man of
Um,
voracious appetites.
yes, and but there was such a sensitivity there, and I think what I really love about Johnny Strikes Up the Band is that it's just simple and it's beautiful and it's a little bit wry, and it makes you realize like how powerful music can be in shifting your mood and shifting how we feel about the world around us, because all you just need is like someone to strike up the band and the world changes and the
Wow.
mood
And is
changes.
that the message behind it?
um I guess
Like it
I
made,
guess
I mean,
I
like it made me feel like that too. It made me feel very peaceful. I've never heard it before. It was a very good pop
Yeah.
song. Um, what other ones do you love of Warren Zevon so that we can all kind of dive in?
Um, Searching for a Heart, which is an underrated one, and that was actually I used that as the epigraph for my first novel, The Big Rewind.
Oh,
Um, I love Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner. I think is one of the most brilliant songs ever written.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Um, I mean, all of Excitable Boy is brilliant.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. That's the album that this song comes from.
yes.
Excited. And was he
And
an
I've got a
excitable boy, and that's why he was messy?
yes. Um, but I absolutely just love Warren Zevon and have since I was a child.
Wow. Who exposed you to
So
Warren Zevon back in the day?
my dad.
Wow. And so did
And
he
yeah,
have a
it's
big collection that you could kind of root through and find stuff?
yeah, I have his copy of Excitable Boy. It has
Oh,
been it has been played for as long as I've been alive.
oh.
So, and it is worn and it doesn't sound as good as like a beautiful new copy would, but I can't imagine listening to it any other way.
And it's vinyl?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then, I mean, you might run into some of my dad's things here because a couple of my songs remaining were probably from my dad's collections. What are you going to pick as your fourth song?
I'm gonna go with Cyndi Lauper, "Hole in My Heart" that goes all the way to China.
Yeah, let's put that against No Son of Mine by Genesis. And let me say, this first time I heard Hole in My Heart, and I loved it. It might have been two minutes too long for me. But I mean, like those first 3 minutes out of 6 minutes were just amazing. I have a hole
Oh,
in my
it's
heart that went all the way to China and what she wants him to fill it or wants somebody to fill it.
yes. And I love this song because one, it's from the film Vibes, which stars Cyndi Lauper, Jeff Goldblum, and Peter Falk. And I was very disappointed when I read her memoir to find out that Jeff Goldblum was very mean to her and
Oh,
sort of rallied Peter Falk against her. I'm like, Jeff
oh,
Goldblum, how dare you, sir? Like it kind
yeah.
of tainted me against Jeff Goldblum. Also because he divorced Gina Davis, and who in their goddamn right mind would divorce beautiful late 80s like Gina Davis, who's the most
I
beautiful woman
certainly
who's
wouldn't. I would drive
ever
off the
lived.
cliff. I'd drive off the cliff before I divorced her.
I
But
know
all, yeah,
I'd
because
throw
I think
myself
it, yeah,
into the ocean.
I think at the beginning of the song, there's kind of a snippet. Is that from the movie?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Um, but I also again wanted to pull songs that maybe people hadn't heard before because Vibes was critical and commercial failure. You can find it on Tubi. Um, and this is not one of her better known soundtrack songs. Obviously, everyone goes for Goonies Are Good Enough, but
Goonies.
I love this song. It's so cute, and it's you know her voice just goes so hard,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
She's her.
still
She's very cute, very adorable, very likable.
and but she's still got like that. She's got the ballad edge, but she's still got that like that raw punk energy that she brings to it, and I
Yeah.
really really love that. I
How can you simultaneously be fun and edgy? She somehow manages it.
Yeah, and I've loved Cyndi forever. She's just one of my goddesses, and I would love to. She is she's one of the ones that I would love to see perform. I haven't yet, but I would love to see her live. She
Did
just
did
amazes me.
did you see Kinky Boots? Didn't she do that?
I saw the movie. I never saw it on Broadway.
Like I think, yeah, the song, I mean, it gets in all these Miss Mojo like Broadway rankings, but it comes off a little bit like a Diana Ross or Diana Summer song. What? Donna Summer or Diana Ross song. I thought it bit a little bit, but it's a really great song. I was like, that is so catchy. Oh, it was written by a professional singer-songwriter in Cyndi Lauper. That makes a lot of sense. What did you think
Hmm.
of Genesis No Son of Mine?
No, this is hard because I love Genesis so much. I got to see them on it was their second to last date ever.
Really?
I got to see them in Boston. They had
How
one more
recently
show
how
after that
recently was that?
a couple years ago.
Really?
But yeah, it was the last Domino tour where they're like, we're done, this is it. And it was one of the most fulfilling things that has ever happened to me.
So they sounded
And
good?
they sounded amazing. And they actually did know Son of Mine. Right after Phil Collins introduced his son, who was playing drums for them,
Aw.
and I was like, "That's weird."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fuck
Couldn't have
that.
picked anything else.
Yeah.
That said, this is not my favorite Genesis song.
Okay, what is?
It's really good, but it's not even my favorite song like on that album. Although I do have the 45.
All right.
Um,
Yeah,
I
what
just think
songs
when
do you
you're
prefer by Genesis?
the best Genesis song ever written is "Turn It On Again."
Ooh, I'm gonna have
My
to check it out.
favorite Genesis song is "Paperlate."
I'm gonna have to check these out.
You've never heard
Were these
"Paperlate"?
not hits? These are deeper cuts?
I know "Turn It On Again" might have been one of the singles off Duke.
Okay.
But it's so good. Oh
Oh,
my
good.
god! And "Paperlate" was a single, and then it's on Three Sides Live.
Good. Well, that's what kind of why I do it, because I want to be turned on to songs by great artists that I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
Oh man, "Paperlate" is
the last
so
song of
good.
yours couldn't be more different than Genesis No Son of Mine, I think. So it's DMB's The Space Between. Why do you like it, and how is it better than Hall and Oates, Sarah Smile?
I'll say it's better than "Sara Smile" because again, like Hall and Oates have so many better songs, and "Sara Smile" is just so treacly. Did you ever watch this series Yacht Rock?
No.
Okay,
There was
you
this,
should.
I know yacht rock. I know, the music genre, but there was a series on it.
There was a short series called Yacht Rock that was
Okay.
on Channel 101, and these are the guys that invented the term.
Yeah.
And so you kind of need to watch it.
It's a great genre, and you
Yeah,
disagree.
and they defined the genre. So yeah, it's J.D.
It's a
Risner,
you
Hollywood
hold
Steve Huey, Dave
you,
Lyons,
you hold them
and
responsible for creating the micro genre you hate.
no, I love Yacht Rock. I love
Oh,
Yacht Rock
cool. Well,
so
there you go.
much.
You should just
I
vote them
mean,
in because they started yacht rock. That's great.
yeah, no, I
That's why they
mean,
made the Hall of Fame.
well, sorry, let me take that back. Hall and Oates didn't create yacht rock. The Doobie Brothers invented yacht rock. I
Oh,
was
cool.
saying the J.D. Risner and everyone, they created the micro genre. No, it's just that Sara Smile. There's a whole joke in the yacht rock series, like quit writing songs about Sarah. It's just like
What are the
so
other songs about Sarah? I'm
I don't
interested.
know, but it's so
That's hilarious.
treacly. And I went with Dave Matthews Band, The Space Between, sort of for the same reasons that I went for the Caves of Altamira, like because it just makes you feel like you're floating. And again, like there's so many. Dave Matthews is known for some really like great summer music, but also I'm glad they're in the Hall of Fame because they really represent a very specific niche genre of the 90s,
Yeah.
like that jam band
Yeah.
sound. They didn't invent it, but they were sort of the leaders as so many of these great microgenres popped up in the 90s, and they sort of made the scene with it. And I love that, and I love that it's being represented. And also, I feel like everyone was really mean to Dave Matthews because their fans are kind of goons.
Ah,
Um, but Dave Matthews is proven that he's such a great humanitarian, and as we're watching so many other artists like turn into like douchebags, he's just out there being like, free Palestine.
oh, good. Well,
And
it kind of it makes me think about the toilet incident though in
yes,
Chicago.
so
So other than the toilet incident,
other than the toilet incident.
it's good he knows about the humanitarian. It's good that he's becoming a humanitarian. I guess I would say for Dave Matthews Band, the space between two of the things that you said, which I think is a little treacly, if I know what treacly means, but also there are better Dave Matthews songs. And the ones that come to mind for me are Two Step and Warehouse, just because I like the darker mode of DMB. But I think that
Yeah,
the fact that they all, this attracts you, Two Step and Warehouse attracts me, it means that everybody can love DMB for different reasons. And that was my experience in college. I was in a fraternity for one semester and going to all these guys' rooms. It was just, DMB, little baby, little
yeah.
baby.
And it's funny because my husband is a huge Dave Matthews fan, and that's sort of how I got more into them. Like he is much more like he's got all of like the live albums and can talk
Yeah.
about the deep cuts. He read his memoir. Um, but he's not a frat guy. He doesn't smoke weed. Um, he doesn't do like any of the things you associate with Dave Matthews fans.
Yeah, hacky
And it's
sack.
so funny because he is like the opposite of the Dave Matthews fan.
Dude,
Um,
I think that that fan base contains multitudes, but yeah, I'm gonna go get my hacky sack and put a beanie
yeah,
on and
doesn't
meet
play
your
hacky
husband.
sack.
Yeah, meet your husband in the quad. But we follow her everywhere. It's record_Saturday for Libby Cudmore, and then on Bluesky it's LibbyCudmore.bluesky.social or bluesky.social and LibbyCudmore.com. And on these things, I see you have two books, Negative Girl and Big Rewind, and I see here they're detective novels. Is that true? And is there
Yes,
any music in these?
yes, there absolutely are.
Oh, good.
The big rewind is a murder mystery based around a mixtape. So
Oh,
every
cool.
chapter is titled um, after a song. And Negative Girl is named for a Steely Dan song. It's named for a song off To Against Nature.
Oh, wow.
And it is the first novel that has my detective team of Martin Wade and Valerie Jacks.
Yes, great
And
names. Great
thank
names.
you. And
Just like in Boogie Nights, he's like Chess Rockwell and Brock Landers and what's his name? Jack Horner was like, those are great names. For a detective novel, you need some cool names, and it sounds like you got it.
yeah, and
Well,
um, they're looking into a case involving Martin's ex band member. He's like an ex sort of Paul Westerberg type.
well, I'm glad that kind of this outlet and this product is also kind of roping in your other hardcore music interest. And what is the podcast? It's OST Party?
OST party. We talk about movie soundtracks.
Oh, good.
So the most recent one we did was we talked about Pure Moods because that is kind of the soundtrack of our lives. That was our 100th episode.
Oh, cool. Congrats. And then
Yeah.
out of A to B or what, best out of 10 or A through F, A being the best, what do you rate my favorite soundtrack, Last of the Mohicans?
Not for me.
I thought as much. Libby Cudmore, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.